Hello everyone, I'm here with Castaway and we're going to be doing a tier list for position 5 heroes. I'll be doing a shorter one later with a summary, but for now, thank you so much for being here. You're now with the Team Mongols. How's that going for you, by the way?
Yeah, it's going well. We're hitting our groove, I think,
Hmm.
with the new roster that we have, so it's pretty cool. And yeah, I'm really excited because I think Dota's in a much better space now as well. So it feels a lot better to play Pro Dota right now because of the new patch.
Ah,
So yeah, it's going
nice.
well. It's going well.
You play position 5. Has anything in the overall game changed for position 5s that makes things better?
I think the Wisdom rune
Mm.
change is really good because I felt like, especially in pubs, but even in comp games, with the previous Wisdom rune, it was like a kind of outclick my opponent or whatever,
Yes.
and then like if something goes wrong at like 620, then you're gonna miss the 7 minute rune or you can't fight it, and it's just a disaster. So I think now it's at least as we're currently seeing it with the Wisdom rune, the idea is like you can only get one. I don't
Yeah.
think there's any pro games where you get two. It's just so hard, I think.
Mm.
So it's a lot better. Yeah.
I remember when there was an interview, I think at Dream League, when Saxa was like, I don't like the new Wisdom Shrine because he was so good at stealing. Whereas, like,
Oh, I mean,
yeah, everyone else was like,
yeah.
this is so much better because we always guaranteed to get one.
Yeah, I mean, for sure. I mean, if you're good at like sneaking it, then sure.
Yeah.
And I think other things that I really like
Mm.
on POS 5 in particular is, I mean, this happens with every patch, or most
Mm.
patches, big patches, is the new heroes.
Yeah.
Like, you kind of get an excuse to now play these some cool heroes. Like, Dazzle looks pretty cool, or like this here looks pretty cool and stuff. So I think there's a bit more leniency towards like trying things.
Yes.
So that's fun. And the warding is also a lot of fun, I think. It's like so many new ward spots to
Oh.
to do.
All right, I'll ask you for a ward video because, honest to God, everywhere I go, I'm like, there's no hill. Where's the hill? There's nowhere. I'm like, there's water. I don't know. I'll put the ward here. There's like nowhere for me. There's nowhere to ward.
Yeah, I mean, I felt like that actually. The When I first started playing the patch, I was like, wait, there's some trees here. Can I watch? Oh, okay, no, I can't watch there. Okay, can I go watch? Oh, okay, I can't watch there. I was like very lost. And then after watching some pro games and just playing more pubs,
Mm.
I was like, okay, cool. Like there's so many sick ward spots. Like, you can kind of
Yeah.
create these like cool warding areas and stuff. So that's very cool. I like it more.
All
The
right.
heals, I think, were a bit clowny. Now
Uh,
I'm glad they're gone.
Now, I look, listen, seriously, if you want, one day I would love to have you for another day to do warding. But let's begin with
Sure,
the
sure.
tier list because so I put so many heroes, almost 3 rows of heroes. So let's begin. We're gonna go from S to D. S being really strong, of course. D being basically unpickable. And I want your opinion mostly on if these heroes are good to grind, but like if they're good in pros, usually if it's very
Oh
strong in
yeah.
pub, mid and
Yeah, no, I
max.
get you. I get you.
Thank you. All right, so the first hero we're going to talk about is Clockwork, who strength hero, but I think the biggest change is that he doesn't deal double damage with battery assault to creeps. Um,
Yeah.
where does he fall?
I mean, I'm not sure because I felt like Luck was so good last patch.
Mhm.
Well, not maybe so good, but he was so stable.
Yes.
Like he's a melee hero, but he's like not gonna grief the lane.
Uh-huh.
And yeah, he gives you initiation, he gives you like map control, all of that stuff. But the problem is now you can't farm on him. And I
Yes.
think it's important to farm. Like if you watch any of the pro games,
Mm.
I feel like the Falcon-esque, I call it the Falcon-esque, the Falcon-esque style of everyone farming is yeah, really good. So
Mm.
I think he's very nerfed by that. But his cogs got buffed, so I think he's like maybe I don't know if I would say I think B tier. I think
Yeah.
he's
Okay.
just B tier. I think he's just okay.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I feel the same. I was like, man, losing his farming was such a it's like it hurts. It's like I farm. I
Oh,
don't need to.
excuse me. Hmm.
No problem.
Hmm.
It's like
Yeah.
it does feel like you slow down. Your items come a bit later, therefore you don't keep up. I was seeing people rush Orchid and Shard and just going in and getting people in. It's like, okay, that's cool. Now you can't do that anymore.
Yeah. Yeah. No worries.
All right, next hero. I don't know if you consider her 5, but I do 4-5-3. Dawnbreaker. How is she?
Ooh, that's a spicy one
Uh,
because they recently gave the new facets, right? They
yes,
removed the gleaming hammer one, which was like a
dog
bit
shit.
memey.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah, yeah. And now they've got the Starbreaker one with the attack speed,
Yes,
and then
Star
you have the other
Surge.
one. And then the other one with the movement speed. Now, the movement speed one, I think, is like similar to the Gleaming Hammer. I think it's like a bin talent. It's so bad. I mean,
Oh,
bin facet.
yes.
But I might be proven wrong.
Uh-huh.
We don't know. Maybe someone cooks up some build, but I don't think it's good. And then I'm not sure about this
Uh,
hero because I feel like you need to. I don't know. I think it's just too good on core. I'm not
mhm.
sure if it's even playable on 5, but I like the hero,
Yeah.
and way before it was played as core, I like to play it as 5. So I'm not sure. I think like C tier. I'll just put it on C tier.
All right. I
But
enjoyed.
I think there's room though. Sorry, I think there's room, but I'm not sure. The
No,
other
no.
fives might just be better. That's the problem as
Uh,
well.
by the way, I'm sorry if I interrupt you, but in any way, because also there's a little bit of delay. But yeah, I mean, anything you say is fine. If you like, there's no disagreements here. I do want to ask though, what do you feel about the change of Dawnbreaker's Ags, where she lands instantly, but she keeps the aura around her?
I'm not sure. I think it's a nerf because there's no longer the evasion,
Yes.
and I think that was retarded. So I'm glad that that's gone. That's a bit ridiculous, but I think it's like okay, but
Yeah.
it's not like okay, cool. I'm gonna go blade mail and then Ags. I'm
Mm.
offlane. I'm just gonna do my thing. You know, I don't think it's like that anymore. I think it's like they wanted to nerf it, but they didn't want to nerf it too hard, so
Yeah.
they like just changed the mechanic basically.
Uh,
But yeah, I
per-
think it's okay.
Personally, I like it because if you are playing sport and you have like any like a holy locket or a mech, when you land, you can actually use it. Whereas before you're in the air and you're like, I kind of want to land to use my items, but I also want to stay in the air.
Oh, that's actually true. I never thought about it like that. Yeah, maybe that's actually like that's an angle
Yes.
to use it for
Um,
sure.
it's
Can
like
be.
yeah, because that's why I see it more of a change than a nerf or a buff. It's like now it's different.
Yeah.
It's a very different ability. All
Yeah.
right. Next hero, Ogre Magi, who surprisingly got nerfed.
Yeah.
Little bit less ignite damage, less bloodlust movement speed, and less 25 fire blast. That one doesn't matter. No one used to get it anyway. Like no one used to get to level 25. But
Yeah.
how is Ogre as a 5 now?
Wow, I'm really not sure. Because the problem I think with Ogre is like firstly all melee heroes have a problem, right, in the lane.
Yes.
Like you're not gonna be as strong as a ranged hero most of the time.
Mm.
So like what is this hero giving me in terms of like his skill set
Yep.
or his body in the lane or whatever. I think that he's okay,
Mm.
and I don't think he's that great. Like, and I think of melee heroes that are OP. I think of heroes like Marcy and ET and
Mm.
even Tusk. Like, yeah, they're just more OP in the lane, or they like have this really good team fight capabilities like ET. But they have like more what's the word? Like more utility.
Yep.
Like Ogre, I just feel like maybe it's just me, and maybe I'm just bad at Ogre. But I just feel like I'm bloodlusting my boy, I'm clicking Solar Crest,
Uh,
throwing some fire, and there we go guys.
I
That's
did.
me. And then yeah, that's my job.
Uh,
So I'm not sure. I think he's just B tier. I think he's like the clockwork. He's just somewhere there.
Another thing about Ogre you could say is also he is the weakest here at level 1 because everyone takes that facet, which means at level
Yeah.
1 when you go for like these smoke gangs to steal the bounty, he's like, I'll throw a blood grenade, and you're like,
Yeah, I'll tank. I have a body.
all right,
Focus me, guys.
please hit me. All right, next one will be the Omni Knight. Aghanim Scepter regen has been increased, and the level 15 talent has been buffed a little bit. Seems like exactly the same to me though, but overall, where's Omni Knight?
Actually, I played a pub today and it was an Omni, but it
Ah.
did nothing. So I don't think I think he's like C tier or D tier because once again it's just that
Mm.
question of okay, I got a melee hero, but what does he do?
Yeah.
Does not the greatest body. He
Mm.
has no stun. He has no like slow or like any killing capabilities in the lane. His spells are good on paper, but it's like how do you get to a point where you haven't lost so much already in the game,
Uh,
where your spells can like have impact in fights with Paul and ulti.
yep.
So yeah, I think it's just Dota nowadays. You can't have heroes like that in the current meta or the way people currently play the game. Your hero needs to like have okay, I can do this in the lane, I can do this after the lane, I can do this in fights and pickoffs or whatever. Yeah, I think he just doesn't. I don't know what this hero gives me. You know. Like it's a free BKB and that's it. I don't think the Dota's at some point anymore where your hero can have one job and then that's good enough to pick. I think it needs to have like multifacet
You know what's
to the hero.
interesting? I feel like Omni Knight will go D tier, and so when we get to Abaddon, we'll see the exact same things, but he'll be A tier because somehow Abaddon's
Yeah,
just so much better at everything.
yeah,
But yeah,
yeah. I think just D tier.
I'll put him on. I'll put Omni in D tier. All right. Here's a hero that surprisingly got changes that I thought were a little bit on the positive side, which is Phoenix. He's now strength, not universal, so he doesn't hit as hard. But Sunray, the fast at hotspot's twice as good because you apply the mischance double at the rain at the end of the Sunray.
Yeah,
And he got
yeah,
the level 10 talent, which is a good one, which is more mischance. Is Phoenix?
yeah,
Where is she? Where is he? It.
yeah. I think Phoenix, even if he didn't get changed, should probably be the same. I
Mm,
would say he's like A tier or S tier
mm.
because the hero, the laning is so stable.
Yep.
Actually, in some games you can win the lane with the hotspot facet,
Mm-hmm.
so that's pretty good. And yeah, I would say S tier because he farms a lot. There's a lot of camps to farm. You can really scale, and then on top of that, your team fighting is so good, and
Yep.
your he can buy any items. You need a Solar Crest, you need a Glimmer, you need a if you need a Hex, even some games, White Moon going Hex. So you can do whatever you want on the hero, and think that fluidity allows you to just allows you as a player and for the hero to be so
Mm.
useful. Versus like, let's say I have an Omni Knight. No offense to Omni Knight players, but it's like, what am I gonna do? Like, okay, it's a farming state of the game. I'm gonna sit behind my core and I'm gonna wait for the game to come to us. I can't do anything. Phoenix is like, cool. I'm just gonna go farm a whole area by
Yeah.
myself and do my thing. So yeah, I think he's S tier.
Mm.
I would say S tier.
And then I mean I love the fact that you like he's everything is good about him. Even if you get the shard from Tormentor, you're great
Oh
because
yeah,
so
yeah,
many
yeah.
supports when you get like some supports like Tiny when you say him support you're like I hope I don't get the shard. Please don't let it be me. Please don't let it be me. And
Yeah,
then you
Bat
get
Rider. Yeah, yeah,
so
yeah.
I love that about him.
Yeah, no, I think he's S tier. He's good.
He is very good. All right, next hero will be Treant Protector. The mana cost of living armor has been reduced and the heal has been increased. And he's got the level 10 talent, Nature's Grasp cooldown is removed, and now you have more movement speed. I feel like that's whatever. But living armor is better.
Yeah, I'm a huge Treant fan. Like, I
Oh,
love the
okay.
hero so much. I'm level 25 or something, and yeah, I want to play him, but
Yeah.
I just once again, it's that same question of like, what does this hero do? Does it do it better than the other heroes, or does it give me an edge here or
Mm.
there? And I just don't see it. But I can be proven wrong. But I think the idea of him farming with first pulse decent. I think his laning is okay
Mm.
considering he's a melee hero, and there's more trees, I
True.
guess, in the map. So maybe. Yeah, but I just think that the problem with any tier list is like you have to think about the other heroes that are good,
Mm.
right? Or let's say we're talking from a knowledge point of view, like we know these heroes are good. Okay, is this
Yes.
better? Or is this giving me a new angle? And I don't see that with Treant.
Mm.
Maybe if he got like a cool rework, like his shard stuns or something. Or like if they were in the brambles for long, they get stunned or something. Then that's like cool. Okay, I have this new way to play. But
Yep.
now I don't think so.
I mean,
I just think he's like C tier or D tier.
when you talk about new ways to play, it's like kind of how Jakiro gets the second ice path, where it's like it changes a little bit of the way where you can throw it, and now it's like I can keep it for longer, or I can just straight away throw it again to get the damage and the extra stun duration. Whereas
Yeah,
we don't have that with Train Protector.
yeah. It's like also with that Jakiro point, we'll
Mm.
obviously touch on it later, but you can farm with the second spell.
Yeah.
The release one does so much damage, so now you're opening up a new way for the hero to play, and it's like it's just so unfair.
Mm.
Some heroes get it, some heroes don't. So yeah.
All right, we'll put Train Protector. I feel like I want to put him in C over D. I feel like he's slightly better.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, better than the worst, I
Better than
think.
Omni, you know.
Yeah, for sure, for sure.
All right, next one will be. I keep saying all right when we go, just so that we feel like we are transitioning. Um,
Yeah,
the next one is gonna be Tusk. So drinking buddies is better. The cooldown has been decreased, but unfortunately the movement speed has also been reduced at max level. The kick
mm,
is less. It does more damage, but doesn't kick you as far. And that's about kind of it. And oh, you can't kick while snowballing. That seems like a big nerf.
mm. Yeah, I mean you have to like you can't just blink and instantly snowball and then
Yep.
kick, so you like invulnerable.
Mm.
Because the snowball's instant. So I mean that's a nerf, but I still think he's like solid because
Yes.
you can flex it between 4 and 5. And his laning is good. Like he's probably him and ET are like the strong melee laning heroes.
Mm.
Like even in the melee they're gonna like bully you with their like power. So yeah, I think he's like a solid A because you can buy blink, you can save, you have stuns, you help with tormentor, you help with roche, your laning's okay, the early skirmishing is good, and then yeah, like I said, the scaling with blink and what's that item, aghanim,
Yep.
so good.
Alright.
I still think it's fine. It's just you can't do the stupid. Oh, I'm invulnerable. I kick you. I follow you. Yeah, basically.
No, I like Tusk as well, and he doesn't suffer the melee problem because you can just snowball and get on top of him. Because the melee problem is that I need to get to the person, whereas he's just hitting me randomly as a ranged person. You're like, eh. Yeah.
Yeah.
Next one will be a hero that I've always liked a lot, which is Undying. Decay damage has been increased, although the talent is slightly weaker, but you get the same damage. Soul Rep
Mm.
mana cost has been reduced, and Flesh Golem is slightly weaker in the slow, but I feel like that's a very small change. How is Undying?
Yeah, it's another one like similar to the Omni, but not as bad. In terms of I don't know, but
Yeah,
like I'll need to see more and play more. But I like the hero a lot.
same.
But I'm just not sure because Undying once again, he has no slow other than his ulti. He
True.
has no stun, no save unless you have shard, and it's like unreliable because the cast time is so long. Um, so yeah, I think he's just maybe we will see him if there's
Mm,
a lot of like off laners that you really need to shut down in the lane. I think
true.
then he becomes very OP, and your partner's gonna be ranged, and like for example NP or something. Then he's really good.
Mm,
And also the creep pulling I think is nerfed, so you're gonna have to play the lane. So maybe Undying makes a comeback, but
mm.
I think I'll just put him at like C tier. I don't think he's like amazing because other supports are way too OP compared to him.
Sure. I don't mind him being in the same tier as Treant Protector. I'm like, yeah, you kind of deserve to be there.
Yeah,
Um,
they're kind of like similar.
The next one is a hero. What did she get? She got some changes. It's gonna be a Vengeful Spirit. She's agility. Her stats got increased by a lot because no longer universal, much
Yeah.
more stats like strength plus zero point 0.5, agility 1.1, intelligence 0.3. So she's just got a lot of extra stats, and her innate, which is garbage, got buffed.
Yeah.
Is she a good five?
I'm not sure. Once again, another hero I really like. I mean, I'm gold tier on the hero, but I just think it's hard because
Mm,
her landing is like okay. You can do the wave thing where you wave of terror on the creeps and there are two heroes. You
mm.
kind of push the lane and pull for like pseudo warlock, and then later on you have your scaling is so good because you have
Yes.
save. Your third spell's
Axe.
good with your
Mm,
your ags if you get there. So and you can buy aura items and stuff. So. I think she's like a solid hero,
mm.
but the problem is her facet and her innate is garbage. Like
Yes.
they need to give her better facet than innate. Her
Mm,
spells are good, but I think like other heroes have good spells and good facets,
mm.
But she just, I mean, what's her innate? It's like the when you kill her,
20%
she
more
does more
damage.
damage.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like, bruh, what is this? I don't know when that's gonna help me as a five. So it's a bit weird.
Mm,
And then her facets are stupid. The stun one
mm.
is so bad unless you're stunning a core, but even then it's like, okay. It's like once again not helping me at all in like the early stage of the game or whatever. It scales.
Yep.
And then the other one is decent. I mean, it's the better one because the other one's so bad. But once again, it's like not changing my game at all. Like, well, I think you can one-hit couriers.
Mm,
Wow, that's cool. Like, because you're range but melee. So yeah, it's a bit. I think she's just bad. I think she's just C as
mm.
well.
No,
I feel like a lot of
mm.
heroes are gonna be C tier.
No, that's fine. I don't mind. I mean, that's how it works. And to be honest, I love your point about the facet because when I pick her, I want to take Avenging Missile because I know the enemy's gonna have 400 CS, and and then
Mm.
Avenging Missile is useful. But on the late stage, I'm like, this sucks. And then if I take Soul Strikes, the exact opposite. The late stage, I'm like, you feel it, and then
Yeah, yeah,
you never right click again for the rest of the game. So
yeah.
I don't know. Her
And
facets are
also, how often are you actually stunning people in fights that game is Venge if you're five? I
yeah,
mean, you're probably gonna swap Wave of Terror, stun one hero, and probably die,
yeah.
you know? Or you're winning, and then it doesn't matter how much damage your spell does.
Oh, poor
So yeah,
Veg. I think she'd go C,
yeah,
but you're right. She does deserve to be C. Um,
yeah.
okay, now here's a hero that I've always really loved playing. It's going to be the Winter. Sorry, no Winter River. It's going to be Ancient Apparition. Cold Feet is slightly better. Actually goes up to 3 second stun. That's pretty good. Chilling Touch
Yeah,
now applies 2 Death Rhyme rather than 1. I remember I play him quite a bit as a 4. I know he's probably not great, but when I hit them with Chilling Touch, I'm always like, 1 Death Rhyme is not much. But when you 2,
yeah.
feels good.
Yeah, it's nice.
And you can always release Ice Blast even while silenced, which is really nice. It's not something you'll be affected by a lot, but when it hits you, it hurts. Now it's like, yay! Oh,
Yeah.
and I don't know if you played it, but have you seen the thing, the visual indicator? You can tell when they're gonna shatter.
Yes. Yes.
Loved it.
Yeah, yeah, that's very cool. I think that he got some good quality of life
Mm.
buffs and changes. I think possibly due to the fact that people will be pulling less,
Yeah.
he could be better,
Mm.
but I'm once again not sure. But there are a lot of tanky heroes in the patch, so
Mm.
maybe he like makes a resurgence. It's just I think it's tricky for the dev team to buff certain heroes
Yeah.
to not make them OP because like his toolkit is pretty good if the hero is good.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think B tier. I
Okay.
think he has some hidden potential. I think he's like a diamond in the rough
Yeah.
because I do see the potential.
I like him a lot. It's always one thing I will say is that I think people overrate his laning phase. I don't think it's that good. Like, have you ever when
Yeah,
you put 1 point chilling touch, you throw him, and then like, all right, in 12 seconds, I'm gonna
yeah.
hit you again.
Yeah, literally just chilling.
Uh,
Uh, but he's not like bad, but it's not good. That's the thing. He's just mediocre, you know?
all right.
Yeah.
Here's a hero I've always thought is one of the best if you can actually play him. It is Chen. Lots of changes. He gets a Marsh Mage facet. Looks like, all right, I'll be honest, there's too many changes for me to. It'll be a long video if I have to go through all of Chen's changes.
Mm.
Overall, Chen, how is he? He's now
Very good.
intelligence. Yeah, okay, good.
I think very good. I think people will realize it more as the
Mm.
patch goes on. But I think because you can farm so much and his landing is so secure,
Mhm.
and you can buy all the like early items, which is good for the early game that leads to 15 minutes. Because if
Yeah,
you watch all the pro games, it's basically like a how can we amass a gold lead to get to 15 minutes to get the tormentor, get more gold lead, and then take the map. That's like currently at least how people are seeing the game.
Mm.
So I think he's kind of perfect for that. I just think it's all about can you like maybe disrupt his landing phase or make it so it's not so OP, then you can slow him down, then he can be weak. But I think he's like A tier or
Yeah.
S tier. He's somewhere there for sure.
I'm willing to put him in S tier. I've always felt like this is going to be a pub and pro like meta tier list, but
Mm.
I've also if you know how to play Chen and you're good at, you should always be winning like 55-60% of your games if you're playing Chen
Yeah,
Five.
yeah,
Like he is that good, and I don't see how that's not S tier.
yeah. And also getting if you do get the tormentor, like your early game goes well, you get
Mm.
tormentor, you get an ancient at 15 minutes. It's very OP. I think
It, that's
you can farm so much.
next one is going to be the classic support here. It's Crystal Maiden.
Oh,
Buy old facets. Hello, new facets. One of them is Arcane Overflow. You activate Arcane Aura, you do more damage. Seems okay. The other one seems much better. Glacial Guard. I just Nova. I get a shield for myself, and the slow duration from Crystal Nova has been reduced, but that's fine. How are we on Crystal Maiden? Do you agree with my facet?
S tier, I think.
Mm.
Yeah, S tier. You just take the glacial one, and it's so OP. The
Yeah,
radius is so big.
huge.
You can easily in the laning phase or in the early game skirmishes get like you and your teammate and like enemy, or maybe just your teammate and then and the two enemies, and it makes the skirmishing so OP.
Yep.
I think the early game is so important. So yeah, her laning is very good. They kind of nerfed the innate. Now it scales.
Yeah.
So but you still get value from like one clarity in the lane. Like you win the trade or you kill the guy, you go back, pull your small camp, eat your clarity, you're like full mana, and then you're gonna fight again.
To be
So yeah,
fair,
she's very
it's only nerfed until level 6, so it's not that big of a nerf. Like you feel the first 10
yeah,
minutes, because I was thinking, I mean, I feel like she's really good as well, and
yeah.
uh, I don't know. I'm hoping to see her with like Alchemist soon. But you think S tier?
Yeah, I think so. I think because she builds any of the support items you need, like if you need Glimmer, Drum, Force Staff, Solar Crest, anything that you would want in the early game. Once again, for the 15-minute fight, it's like the biggest thing. Yeah.
Yeah, I like her a lot. But the next one is also a hero that is he's very fun to play. Disruptor, Thunderstorm, Thunderstrike affects people even when they leave the fence. When they leave the field, Kinetic Fence
Mm.
is now better. I think lower cooldown, lower mana cost. Thunderstrike has bigger AOE. Thunderstrike and the talents at level 10 are changed. Overall, how is Disruptor?
Oh, this hero, I love this hero so much. I'm platinum tier. I really like the hero, but
It's fun.
I just cannot like think of a way to make him better than the OP heroes. Or
Mm.
in what game I'm like, oh, I want Disruptor. You
Yes.
know, it's really hard. Like the laning is so hard. Your first spot costs so much mana.
Mm.
Once again, he's another hero I think that suffers from the I have useless facets.
Ah,
Like the circle facet one is like
not
you
the
take it
facet.
because you want.
Mm.
Yeah, it's not a facet. You just want it because of the kinetic field as a circle.
Mm.
Because you might not want the kinetic fence because kinetic fence is like it's kinetic fence. It's so unreliable. Like you have to be in certain areas of the map to really like box them in, and like it's just that's also like you have to relearn all this new skill of like
Mm.
dragging the fences. So yeah, I think he's like C tier or D tier.
Oh.
I don't see because also once again like okay his axe is good, but how do you farm axe? What
Uh,
you're gonna like queue creeps for like a minute and kill the camp? It's so bad.
all right. So is
It's
he
really
as
weak.
bad as Omni Knight, or is he as bad as Vengeful Spirit? Because that those are two different tiers. Or like Omni Knight's the worst, and Venge is pretty bad. Is he? Where is he?
I think I just put him with Omni. I think
Omni.
he's dumpster tier. Yeah.
Oh my god, that is a weird group, Omni and Disruptor. But yeah, your point about his some heroes don't actually have facets when you think about like like
Yeah.
Faceless Void. He does Chronosphere is his facet. You're like, well, that's what he had before. How did
Yeah.
I gained nothing in this.
Yeah. And the innate is like not that useless,
Mm.
but it's pretty useless. It's just decent in the lane and some fights you just push people away.
Yeah,
That's like okay.
it's cute.
It's random.
I've seen I've like one in 10 times you survive what could have been a death, and you're
Yeah.
like, yeah, it's okay.
Like a good example of like a hero that has a good facet
Mm.
of like saving themselves.
Mm.
Sorry, a good innate of saving themselves is Shadow Shaman, right? That
Yeah.
one is good. You like become a little chicken and you can live.
Mm.
Disruptors one's like okay, you push them away and it's like okay, you're gonna have to like walk a little bit more to kill me, bro, and then I'm dead, like for sure. But the
Yeah.
Shaman one, you're like more likely to live.
And I,
So yeah, I just don't see it. I don't know what's good about him.
I like the thing about all Shadow Shaman is that let's say you're about to hit, you go in a tree, you turn around, you hex, you have like you're more able to turn it
Yeah,
around by surviving on one health.
yeah,
All right, next one is going to be Enchantress. I think, yeah, they improved the Spellbound facet. Instead of getting 50 per
mm,
level, you get 60, which is nice. Her Rabble Rouser innate is better, which I've seen some teams when they go up against Enchantress, they like seem to forget they get killed more by neutrals. It's not like
yeah,
it's definitely it has its impact. Um,
yeah.
but Impetus doesn't do double damage to creeps. I didn't realize people were farming creeps with Impetus. I didn't
Yeah,
notice
I
that.
know. I'm Enjoyer. Yeah, I think the impetus nerf is really rough,
Yeah. Oh, okay.
and used to secure range clips with it in some lanes. It's also just nice in general, like you killing a wagon or something, and then or if you have Sproink, you can Sproink to farm. Now that's not really as applicable, so it's a bit
Ah.
rough. But I think she's still solid because she's
Mm.
gonna have decent laning,
Yes.
and she can play the early game fast. She uses gate. She takes enemy map, and then her scaling is still good. I
Mm.
mean you have a 5 inch and you skate into the game, you don't feel that bad.
Yeah.
Like she's gonna get Pike, you can get Glimmer, all these items you can body, frontline, a lot of things you could do. So yeah, I think she's A tier. She's not like a Chen level. She's
No.
not OP, but I think she's like pretty solid.
Yeah. I also don't feel like she's Phoenix level. You know what I mean? I feel like Phoenix is more
Yeah,
able to win games than Enchantress. Oh.
yeah. Well, I mean, okay, if you're snaking, then sure, but if you're not, then yeah, the rest of us mortals.
Uh huh. Well, here's a guy who has an immortal girlfriend. It's Grimstroke. When you use fine art, now you can see how you're gonna miss them. Before you're like, how am I gonna miss them?
Yeah,
Now I can
yeah,
see. I'm like, oh, I'm gonna miss them this way. That's good. The Abganim shard now it doesn't have a dispel into moves. It has a basic dispel when you put it on. Um,
yeah.
I feel like that's kind of better because maybe I want to like put it on someone right now to remove a silence. I don't know. A strong dispel is much better though.
Yeah, that's the thing. It used to be strong the spell, and it used to be that you put it on
Mm.
the guy, and then he goes in, and that's really
Yes.
sick. He has like 2 seconds of not having to click BKB,
Yeah,
because he's gonna get unstunned. Um, so that I think is more of a nerf than the fine art buff. I
for
think the
sure.
fine art is good. The fine art is like nice. It's easier to hit and stuff. But yeah, I just think he's like maybe I'm proven wrong
Mhm.
because I like Grimstruck, but I just don't see the hero being that OP like with the shard change. So
Uh,
yeah, I think he's like B tier.
oh, okay.
I think he's just okay.
You're generous. I mean, he's one of the heroes who doesn't have a facet because his facet is the old one, which is I can proc my Inkswell. Woohoo!
Yeah.
Uh,
Once again, it's
uh,
so weird, you know?
I love how some heroes would give it like when I remember reading about Spirit Breaker and they're like, oh, guess what? You get 50% bonus EXP to allies, and when you charge,
Yeah,
you get 5 seconds of maximum spell. Like that's awesome. And then you meet some other heroes,
yeah,
they're like, I got nothing.
yeah.
Uh,
Like the Ench one, the enemy neutrals deal more damage. It's like, what? Oh,
no,
I don't
no,
need this.
no. But remember the old one, Enchantress. You get an extra choice of neutral items. I'm like,
Oh yeah, that works.
what? Oh.
Yeah, it's like so bad.
That was insane. Here's another insane
Crazy.
thing though. Jakiro, old facets all gone. You now have two new facets. Twin Terror. My penalty isn't as big, which is nice. We might see some sort of core. I don't know because the other one, Icebreaker, is like instant S. I saw that. I was like, this guy's gonna be instant S tier. Your ice
Yeah,
path lasts 6 seconds on all levels. Doesn't even scale. Just from the start, 6 seconds. Deals
yeah.
225 damage and an extra half a second stun. How do you feel about it?
S tier. The hero is
Yes.
so OP. He's good in the lane. He fights early, fights mid game, fights late game, buys in a team items. He farms. It's everything that you want. He
Yeah,
is absolute S tier. The hero is just too good.
I thought the same thing. When the moment
His
I saw,
shard is good. His innate's good. You can one hit wards. Like everything about him. The twin terror is a meme, but the other one's so OP. Like
yes,
it's too OP. The
it
damage for farming
it
and
is
fights
insane. It is insane.
and double stun. Like what? It's like I don't know. They just super buffed him. It's crazy.
I don't know if you were you playing Dota at the time. Do you remember when Ice Path used to deal no damage? Then they gave it 100
Yeah.
damage, and then everyone was playing Jakiro
Yeah.
competitively, and I was like, yeah, that makes sense. Oh,
Yeah. Yeah.
I love it.
No, it's super buff. Super S.
From the S tier, we go to a hero who used to be S tier. How is the Cold King, the Lich himself? Cast range from Frost Shield is reduced, duration is reduced, Sinister Gaze is weaker as well because it doesn't deal damage to creeps, which I remember you could use on big creeps to like, kill them
Yeah.
instantly. Not instantly. The bouncing from Chain Frost is weaker, and the Spires break when they take Chain Frost. What are we feeling about Lich?
I mean, yeah, he went from being S tier. I think he was way too overtuned
Very
because,
sure.
yeah, I mean, he was winning lane, blocking picks like Beast and stuff because you can kill the balls and you're strong or whatever. And now it's just like, I think he got the right treatment, you know? He just got
Oh,
put in the dumpster. So, yeah, I think he's like C tier or D tier. I would put him in D tier, actually. Because,
D.
yeah, like, I don't see when you would want to pick him because it used to be like, okay, I'm going to win my lane
Mm-hmm.
and you can blind pick him and you're not scared of like the matchup or whatever. Maybe you ban one hero for him or something like that. And then you have like the second spell's good,
Mm.
and then you have this insane ability to solo kill people
Oh
in
yes, I love
the
that.
mid to late game. Or maybe not solo kill, but you're a damage dealing stunner as a +5. Who won his lane? Like who wins his lane? And it's just too much, you know. Now they've just thrown that away. So I'm glad because it was really clowny.
Mm.
So yeah, I think I would put him in D tier for this patch currently with my current understanding.
All right. Well, I haven't seen him anywhere being picked, so I'm glad though. To be honest, even though I like the hero, seeing him blink and solo kill like an alchemist in ulti farm, I was like, this is not right. This
Yeah.
shouldn't happen.
Yeah. I think it's ridiculous.
Was all right. What did Lion? Lion got some changes. Oh, Madrine doesn't instantly kill illusions, and he lost the health talent at 15 to get a very
Yeah.
shitty 15% Helen back amp.
Once again, yeah, just a random facet. Oh, actually, that innate's not that bad, but
Oh,
it's
it's a
not
talent.
too bad
Sorry.
because yeah, like the innate, like you die, you come back, you can
Yep.
kind of use it somehow, maybe like a buyback in a team fight. It's
Yeah.
not too bad, but yeah, the problem is now he's not that instant shard buying, mana drain,
Mm,
killing illusion hero, which he used to. That was one of his jobs, and there's just better heroes in the lane now. So now it's like, my hero, he needs blink. He's not
mm,
that great in the lane, Like I'd much rather just have a Marota, +4 in my lane than a Lion. And Lion 5 is like you're gonna have less farm than that. So yeah, I think it's like D tier or C tier. It's unplayable, I think,
I've
compared to the other
always,
heroes.
I'll be honest, I've always thought Lion was kind of a crappy hero. I'm happy to put him in D tier. I'm like, yeah, he seems on paper like he's what a support does. Look, AoE stun, strong hex.
Yeah,
And then you use him and you're like, he feels so cumbersome somehow, and he needs so many
yeah,
items. I don't like him. Um,
yeah.
Now there's a hero I do like, but I've never actually played. I don't know if maybe you can watch this video later. Some of them I don't even have numbers on because I have no medals. And that's going to be Oracle. Oracle, I've always thought him just his shot by himself makes him really good, but he got nerfs. Intelligence gain decreased, but the curse is better. The Axe Scepter is better for his ultimate, and the level 15 talent is slightly weaker. Seems whatever, random numbers here and there. Same Oracle.
Mm-mm.
Good, bad,
Bad. I think he's
bad.
not good because I think it's hard once again to balance him. He's so OP the spells,
Mm,
but his base damage sucks. He's not that like he's not good at trading in the lanes. He's not going to win the lane, and then his shard is very good. His
yes.
ult is very good. I mean, his spells are good, but yeah, the problem is just when to pick him. You need to see so much to pick him. Like
Uh,
in ranked, let's say, or in a professional setting.
mm,
When am I comfortable to pick Oracle? You know, and he's one of these heroes that I feel like you need a partner to really bring it out. You know,
mm,
like you don't just pick a hero like Io or Oracle and be like, cool, I'm happy to have them on my team. You
yes.
want some combo with it, like Oracle Huskar, Oracle Monkey King, Oracle Slark or something. But even then, Oracle Slark's like awful in the lane. Even Oracle Monkey can like lose lanes. So
Mm,
it's like, how do you pick this? You know? So yeah, I think he's like, and he can't farm.
mm.
Another problem. So yeah, I think it's like C tier or D tier. I don't see him being better than any of the other heroes.
But I really like your point about when you pick him because whether it's ranked or in competitive, a lot of times you are picking a support, maybe not first phase, but that second phase of the pick, right, where you have three more picks
Yeah,
from the
yeah,
enemy. And I pick Oracle. They go Storm and Centaur, and then they pick like Spirit Breaker, and in the beginning of the fight, everyone charges at you, and you're because you're
yeah,
target number one, and
yeah,
it's like you said, you have to pick him fourth pick
yeah,
basically.
which is weird.
Yeah.
Like 16, 17 only. Yeah,
So I'm good, but I don't think he's as good as Dawnbreaker. I don't think he deserves to be with her. So I'm gonna put him.
yeah, I would put him in D tier.
Okay, all right,
I
he'll
think it's
go.
very hard to make him work. Very hard.
Um, a hero that I really have very little experience with. I always feel like is overrated. Is gonna be Pugna. His
Mm,
heal per second has actually increased by mana drain by a lot, from 120 to 150 at level one.
mm.
Um, and his level 25 talents are better, but he no longer instantly destroys illusions with mana drain, with life drain. Sorry. Uh, how
A
is
tier, I think.
eight? Okay, all
He's
right.
just solid. I think he's solid. Or maybe not A tier, maybe B tier. I'm not sure.
Mm,
Because he's solid. His laning is good. His early team fighting is good. He has save. He has heal.
mm.
He can push towers. He
Yes.
farms. So I think it's solid.
Mm.
It's maybe not as good as like the Jakiros and the Phoenixes and stuff. So yeah, I would put him in A tier. Yeah, I think
Okay.
he's A tier.
And since we are talking about pubs and competitive, I think that Pugna benefits in pubs where people are a little less coordinated. Oh, we're at the high ground, but my team wants to dive. You can still just take the Raxes by yourself. I think that's a
Yeah.
very nice thing to have as a support. Where when you play Crystal Bay, you're like, oh, please don't
Yeah.
dive, and you can't do anything to get the Rax.
Yeah. Literally. That's the worst.
All right. Interesting. Shadow Demon. The hit damage from Shadow Poison has been reduced. Demonic Purge lasts less. Demonic Cleanse lasts less. Cooldown. Okay, cooldown at least for Demonic Cleanse has been reduced. Is he? He seems a bit weaker with his ultimate and his
Yeah.
harassing.
Yeah, so they basically nerfed the laning
Mm.
to a little bit, but they mostly nerfed the ulti and the shard. Also, I think the Aghanims no longer gives three charges to the, double charges to the shard, if I
Uh,
remember. You
it.
only get one demonic cleanse. You don't get like you get two demonic purges, but one demonic cleanse, if I
Uh,
remember correctly.
I. I don't. I'm not seeing it in this patch. I'm not sure if I'm where I'm supposed to see that. I'm not seeing it here, but yeah. Well, no. It says no longer upgrades with levels of demonic purge. So I'm not quite sure. Yeah, you have the same amount of healing, the same amount of mana cost, and the same cooldown to all levels. So it doesn't
Let me
scale with
actually
it.
let me actually test it.
Yeah, I'm not sure about whether you don't get charges or not.
I'm testing it. Maybe I'm wrong, but I remember that.
Uh,
I remember reading that or seeing that.
if you get the acceptor, right?
Yeah, but I should. Yeah, so you only get one cleanse. So
Oof,
yeah, it's a
that's
bit of a
rough.
nerf. It
That
was
is
always
rough.
nice because you could cleanse yourself and not worry about silences, and then you can go back and cleanse your teammate. So that was very nice. But now you have to be a bit more uh, like careful how you use it. I would put him in A tier. I think
Still
he's
good.
solid.
Yeah,
Yeah, he's because some like the 7-8 I think is Loki his like broken spell, the second spell. Because you put it on your tanky teammate and it just like radiates the damage, or you're putting it on a target to burst them.
Yeah.
So it's like really nice with the promulgate facet. So yeah, I like him, and his laning is okay. He's like Phoenix. You can always go 50-50 in the lane. So
I,
I think he's solid.
I think so too.
And he farms.
He does farm. He does farm. It's
Yeah.
nice. And it's nice being. By the way, I did see the light says it no longer upgrades with Agam Scepter. That was me being blind. But yeah, he does. He does farm. He's good, and the save,
Yeah.
like it's all good. I had another hero I want to talk about. I want to skip that one, go because one of my favorite heroes of all time has gotten. I feel like finally some love. Silencer feels like he's
Oh.
back.
Yeah.
I've been.
Hallelujah. They
I
finally
love
gave
it.
back the third spell. Yeah,
Yeah,
finally.
level 10 talent also, the extra 50% of Arcane Curse slow damage when people are silenced is amazing.
Yeah.
And just glaives are slightly better level 1 because from 20 to 35, but it's not pure. No, it actually wasn't pure for a long time. It doesn't silence, but I don't
Yeah.
care. I don't care about that.
Yeah. The biggest thing is the fact that you can now play the lane in such a way that when you level 3, you 201, you can
Yeah.
actually kill people with Blood
Yes.
Grenade. It's not like the old one where you're like, they kind of have to cast a spell or have to get 4 hits on my second spell, and then it's kind of weird. Now it's like, it's really good. And I played a pub against him, and I was like, this is so stupid. Like, he
Yes.
clicks, he got Aghanims, and he ulted the ground, Q'd and E'd, and I think I had a Q on me for like 20 seconds or something. It
Yes.
like never ended. Like,
Yes.
I was like, I went to sleep and it was still on me. It was crazy. Like, bruh, like, yeah, I think it's good. Yeah.
He's been fun for me. I'm with him 15 and 8 this patch, but obviously nowhere near your level, stuff like that. But still feels very strong. And I'm probably playing him suboptimally. I just go Shard and Acceptor, and I'm happy with my life. So feels very strong. Where do you rate him as a 5? No? Oh,
I think A.
A.
I think A.
Okay.
Because yeah, his landing is so strong. His farming is not great, but it's not too bad.
True.
Like if it is a creep wave, maybe you can't farm camps. But I think the fact that you can now be so aggressive in the lane and the early game fighting before anyone has the spells, with your third spell now popping,
Yep.
it's really a lot of damage. Like yeah, you can do like 600 damage level 3 with Blood Grenade and so if you right clicks with the spells, it's really good.
No more glaives level 1 for me. Thank you. Now I know that.
It depends on the lane. Yeah, if you can kill, yeah. Then if you want to just harass, then sure, glaives. But obviously, when I play Silence, I want to be in a kill lane for sure. I want to get the stacks of my int.
I wish
Yeah.
it was the old days when it was 2 and 4, because 1 and feels very little, right?
Yeah.
Like when
Yeah.
you take. I have to get shards so I feel impact from the steals. If I don't have the shard, I'm
Yes.
like, I need to give like 12.
Yeah. But you can get shard now at 15. Because
Yes.
you're going to be winning your lane, get early 6, snowball 15. You might get shard, and you can like snowball. Yeah.
That's true. All right,
Can work.
here's another hero who also received a change, but I don't think this one's as positive. Shadow Shaman, he lost his cluster clock, but he got the new facet. When I hit, they turn to chicken. I like that one. I think that's good.
Yeah, it's really good.
But I don't like the Axe Scepter now. The Axe Scepter is that I can shackle an ally and shoots lightning.
I mean, the axe is good if you can actually sit there and shackle. But
Yeah.
once again, how many items you need for that or the situation? But I think the fact that the chicken fingers is good.
Yes.
But it's like it makes his laning stronger, but his post laning weaker.
True.
Because you don't have the cluster cluck on allies like you used to pick shaman against bat, right?
Yep.
So in the lane you're gonna take off the sticky, and then afterwards when you would lasso, you could instantly break it by hexing your teammate. Now you cannot. So I think overall it's a nerf, but his laning is stronger. But I think he's more of a 4 than a 5. But if you do want to play him 5, I think it is playable. I'll put him at just B tier. He's just as 5 for 5. He's B tier for me.
You know, it makes me think, right? You're right. Like it's kind of like with Vengeful Spirit, the melee facet. It's better in the lane, but afterwards you never actually hit people. And I think as Shadow Shaman, you know, maybe you hex and you have to time it, but like 1 second is kind of narrow, and you have to get it just right. Then I have to shackle him. It feels like you know. I think a lot of people just blink shackle and that's it. And it's like that's all I need to do.
You just gotta blink Hex ulti and then wait and then. Oh, I guess now you can blink Hex ulti and then hit then Shackle.
One time,
I guess.
right? You know,
Yeah.
but
Maybe it's not bad. I don't know.
but you have to time it just right. Like you have the projectile has to land on it.
Yeah, yeah.
I'd be
If you
scared.
mess it up, your team's gonna report you for
I'd,
sure.
oh, don't
They're
worry.
gonna be like, bro, why did you just click Shackle?
No, you won't mess up against Crystal Main. You'll mess up against Life Stealer, and then he'll get rage off,
Yeah.
infest, and you're like, no, no, just Shackle.
Yeah.
Alright.
I could have just Shackled.
All right, next hero. I don't know if you consider him as a 5, but I put him in just because he's kind of like a bunch of these heroes are supports. Skywrath Mage. The spell Lifesteal for his passive is better at level 1 for his innate, but it's worse at max level, but better at level 1. It's nice. Arcane Bolt damage has been decreased. I didn't think it was so good that it needed to be decreased somehow.
Yeah.
Like I haven't seen it at any position that are like, you know what? Arcane.
Yeah. I think a lot of these changes are because of the other ranks, right?
Yes.
Like maybe because you need to keep. It's a very hard thing, I think, as a dev to keep all the like player base happy, because the pro scene's one thing, the Archon scene's one thing, the mid range is another thing. So there's all these ones you need to try and balance at once. I think it's
Yep.
very difficult. But for us at our level, I think it's not really playable as 5, and it's just too weak compared to what the other 5s are offering. And once again, when do you pick it? What does this hero do? Okay,
Yeah.
maybe it's good against Storm before he has or Ember. Or Ember's a hero now, so maybe it's good. But I'd rather just have CM. I'll just root him and then I'll just farm and stuff, because you can't farm on Sky and you're so squishy and you're completely countered by Pipe, BKB, and Forstaff.
Yep.
So yeah, it's really rough.
Even Ember nowadays, they're all going Sanjin Yasha and Mage Slayer.
Oh yeah.
You know?
Yeah. You're good for the first 8 minutes, and then after that you're weak.
Like, guys, you get rid, at 112, you're like, but that one was really good. You're like,
Yeah.
yes, it was very good.
We killed him one time, guys. Yeah, I think he's D tier. I think he's trash.
Okay, I put him in D tier. Here's a hero I'm sure
Yeah.
won't be in D tier. Warlock. Plus 3 base
Ooh.
damage. But for some reason, but the upheaval lingers 1 second. I think that's actually a bit of a nerf, because I remember when they would walk out of the soup
Big nerf.
and they'd be like, for 3 seconds. But now it's like, okay, now I'm fine. So
I read that and I thought, I get where they're coming from, because I think that was a bit stupid. Like,
Yeah.
the lingering was too long.
Too long,
But
for sure.
you're not playing for the third spell anyway. You're playing for the second and the first. And the fact that you gave him 3 base damage is retarded. His laning was still OP. And now you can't pull as well. So it's like, you can't pull, you have to play the lane. And who beats a Warlock +1 lane? Even at the pro scene. People are blind picking Warlock PA and stuff. They don't see the enemy off lane. They're just like, let's go. What are you gonna pick, bro? And maybe we still have to discover, but at this point in time, we don't know. Like, it's very hard for when I'm watching the pro games, not even the pros, no, like the top tier pros. So I think he's S tier. He's just too OP.
S-tier. Wow.
The Grimoire facet is so broken. If you get snowballing, you get your levels so early. Also, the level 1 fight. You can get like good level 1 fight with bonds, get 1 or 2 kills. Your lane goes well because of the level 1 fight. It's like a big domino effect. You don't have to block the big camp because you can push the lane and pull. It's like this hero just does too much. The second spell does damage and AoE heal,
Yes.
whether you're an ally or enemy. It's like too much. Like, there's just too much going on here. His shard's good, his facet's good, his innate's good. Like, what's not good about the hero? Yeah, he's very OP.
I remember even
And he farms.
Of course he farms. Of course he farms. I remember when I was watching Alliance play, Kadara picks Warlock first, and every team, if they give him Warlock in game 1, they ban it in game 2 and 3 because. And this is, and I'm not saying, and this is not to dismerse but Alliance, but this Alliance is not seen as like the S tier top of the line, but they're like, we respect your Warlock so much.
Yes.
Like he got buffed apparently.
Yeah, I just think heroes are very OP when you can blind pick them. Like, whether it's a core or support. So, and like, for example, Ogre. I cannot confidently blind pick an Ogre because you don't know, like, there's so many matchups which can go bad. You can't secure the lane and now your draft is at a disadvantage. Whereas Warlock, you're like, okay, they can pick Abaddon, take off 1 bond, and that's it. Cool. I'm not scared of anything else. None of the pods 4s are going to scare me. Worst comes to worst, we can just push pull the lane. Like, there's just so many avenues to play the hero. So yeah, S tier for sure.
Okay. Another hero that I imagine is going to be very close to S tier is going to be Winter Wyvern. Base attack speed +10, bunch of stat changes, but overall better stat growth, slightly less damage. 2 new facet, One of them is Cold Embrace on buildings, which doesn't heal it. I find that very weird. It doesn't heal buildings. It just
Yeah.
stops them. That's the only thing it does, by the way. It doesn't do anything else. Very
No,
surprising.
it gives damage for 6 seconds after the cocoon,
Oh, that's true, right?
after
Affected
the
you. Yes,
uh, to
that's
towers and allies. Not
okay.
the
Okay.
problem is once again, it's not as good as the other one.
Yes,
The recursive is way too OP.
I.
Like, well, it's not that it's OP, but it's like you doing more damage
Mm.
as the Wyvern. 125%, I think, for physical, magical, and
Yup.
pure.
Yup.
Yeah, could do pure damage as Wyvern, but you're just dumping more damage in, and then
Mm.
if it's you can now like curse a guy that's gonna die soon, but it was a
Yes.
good like curse angle, and then it goes to the next person.
Yup.
So it's like just so good. Like
Yeah.
it's just a quality of life buff, And the toolkit for Wyvern's good.
Mm.
And I think
Mm.
her not being is she still universal or is she in
Yeah, I think she went back to being intelligence.
Oh, okay. Yeah, so like it's solid. You can buy like good stats in the lane and you're fine. Not the strongest laner,
Mm.
but the second spell also got changed a while back where you can put it on allies. So
Yes,
it's
I've seen
all
it.
coming together. I think she's high A tier or S tier, but I think not quite S tier,
Mm.
but maybe it is actually. I'm not sure.
Another
But I think
thing.
A tier minimum.
One other thing I did like about the change is that before we've talked about wisdom runes, right? They're easier to steal. Winter Wyvern
Mm.
gives the her innate ability is now better because wisdom runes get stolen less. So it's
Yes,
you always
yes, I always forget about that.
it's
That's also OP, the innate, yeah.
so well, but I can see her being A tier over S because you can't mess up her ultimate anymore, which is very nice. I feel like that's a very big
Yeah,
deal.
yeah, yeah.
But you still need them to group up to be a good ultimate. And the other S tiers feel like they don't need anything, like Warlock and Jakiro.
Yeah, she requires a bit more conditions to
Yes.
be successful and also to pick.
Mm.
That's why she's not S, I think. And her farming is not amazing. It's better than okay. It's
Mm.
like it's not too bad. Yeah.
Yeah. But like even I feel like when you look at her, she's like maybe better than Silencer in some aspect, but Silencer, I press R, I'm always good. Went to
Yeah.
Wyvern, I press R, I need conditions to be met. But she's very good.
Mm.
She's very good for sure.
Yeah.
Okay, let's see. Now, the next one is going to be Witch Doctor. No more Voodoo Restoration. I think that was fine because it seemed like impossible to balance. It was either too good or
Yeah.
too bad. Um,
Yeah.
I'm glad. And his level 20 talent is that I get the 1% health heal. I like that a lot. Uh,
Yeah.
and that's kind of it. Seems okay.
It's it's just once again I don't see the angle. His laning is weak. Well, not weak, but it's like not as strong. Like you need to
Mm.
have a good partner that has the winning matchup in the core, like the core
Yes.
to core matchup in the lane, I think. Then you can have all ins with Maledict on
Mm.
on level 2, Maledict with level 3. You
Yeah.
have like Cask and the thing. But what do you do up to that point? I don't know. Maybe I'm bad at Witch Doctor, but I don't see the idea. And the
Mm.
Gris is like a worse innate than the Warlock
Mm.
Grimoire. The Warlock Grimoire is so good, where the
Yes.
Gris is like, my if I die, it's good because I'm not losing gold in the long run, you
Yeah.
know. But it's I don't know. I think this hero is just bad. It was
Mm.
super OP, very hard to balance here. I think it was super OP with the Voodoo Restoration. Now
Yes.
it's just like I don't know what this hero does. I think it's D tier. I don't
Mm.
think it's good at all.
And to be fair with you guys, remember that Headhunter was a built into the skill itself of Cask.
Once
It's
again,
it's not
yeah,
an actual facet because he had it
yeah,
before. And I completely agree with you with Grigri or Gris, however you call it. I think so many
yeah,
people they overrate this. I'm like, oh wait, I have to die 10 times to get 2,000 gold. And
yeah.
have you ever used it and the game lasts another 40 minutes? And you're like, oh, she's like, oh god, I could have eaten it now. It's I think it's a
The
very
only
Mm.
Yeah, sorry, I was just gonna say the only time I when I was playing Witch Doctor back then in Neon, it was just to eat it to get my Aghanim's.
Yes,
I would like wait for the thing and then I'd have enough
exactly.
money and I could yeah. It's like it's clowny in my opinion compared to the other like heroes, what they can do. But I
Uh,
think the headhunter is not bad. The
it's good.
damage is kind of busted at
Mm,
level 7 with the early skirmishes.
mm,
But it's just once again, can you walk into a fight and get a good cast? Can you maledict? Can you ulti?
mm.
It's hard. You
It
need a
is.
lot of conditions to be met.
And no, I think it's a good fast. It's just that I had it as an ability. I don't
Yeah.
need.
Yeah.
It's like it's a good fast because of what it does, but it's more like it's like Chronosphere. That's a good facet, but I still had it. And
Yeah.
I'll put him in. I feel like I want to put him in C tier. I think he's better than like Lion and Skyrath Mage.
Yeah, I guess.
I feel like you don't care that much. You're like, I don't care if he goes C or D. It doesn't
Yeah,
matter.
it's just whatever hero, you know.
It is.
I don't see it doing anything.
All right, here's a hero that seems to be kind of getting popularity in the pro scene, which I'm a little surprised by. Is Zeus.
Oh,
Yeah,
oh,
his
what a hero.
live wire is better now. It used to be from
Mm,
2 to 7. Now it's at max level. It goes 4 to 8, which is better. Thunder God's
yeah.
Wrath, the Divine Rampage, sorry, is now from 50 to 25. I firstly 25 is a lot, although it is conditional. To be fair,
Yeah,
um,
that's the only issue.
Arc Lightning costs more mana, not that much, and the jump you jump further at max level but less at lower levels. I just want to say one thing about before you go, which is that as much as I like Divine Rampage, I love it. When I fight, let's say we're smoked up, smoke breaks. I'm pressing R as Zeus.
Yeah.
I want to see what's around me. I don't care that no. I'm gonna hold it till one guy gets low.
Guys, trust me, okay? I'm gonna kill them all. You
Yeah,
know, imagine
right.
your +5 Zeus is saying that. You're so tilted, you know? You're like Storm Spirit and you just want to see the dazzle.
Yeah,
That's your job, bro.
exactly.
And he's like, no, but 25% though,
Or
you know?
detection, right? They jump on bounty, he goes invis, then he
Yeah.
detects. I will say one thing: if you have refresher orb again, then it feels a lot better because the second one might be the one that gets that cleans up a little bit.
Mm.
But
I think they have a cool idea. They want the one facet to be sorry, the one facet they wanted to be like a is your innate gonna be better, like
yeah,
for the laning and for like your skirmishing and stuff, or do you want your ulti to be like stronger? So
yes,
I think they should just make the ulti one if you're
10% more
further away
damage.
from Zeus. Or no, I was thinking like if you're further away from Zeus, the ulti does more damage or
Fair,
something like that.
yeah, fair.
Or as the game scales, he's a thunderous god who does more damage. Something like that is
Yes,
cool. But the last hitting one is like, but once again, that might be cool for the fun builds, you know?
yeah.
Maybe there's people doing those builds, so it's hard to say. Like, but in the pro scene, I think that's if you want it to be pro scene, quote unquote, ready, then that would be a much better change, in my opinion. So I think he's still strong though. The nerfs to the third spell are fault because I'm a Zeus player as well. You feel it. But the fact is that he's still solid. You really need a decent guy to secure your lane, who can farm, who can
Scale.
de-ward
Yeah.
because scale, de-ward, and the fact that you can see all enemies with one button, I think is OP. It's like Dawnbreaker facet, I mean Dawnbreaker innate for what, bro? I just click R every 2 minutes and I can see the enemy. So I think he's A tier. He's
Yeah.
very solid.
I'm glad that he's A tier. I'm a big fan of Zeus. I know we play slightly different roles. I play 4, you play 5, but I also feel like he's in a good spot overall. And
Mm.
once in a while, Divine Rampage does have an impact. Once in a while, you're like, hey, I got 2. You know what the hell?
Yeah.
But still feels weird. All right.
Yeah.
Here's a hero that I was actually shocked at the changes that he got that were buffs and not nerfs. Abaddon. I don't know if you consider him a 5, but if he is, let's play with me a little bit. Stat gains increased on all by a lot, and the quickening is a lot better. Now, I don't know, I'm sure you might know this, but some people don't know. Quickening does work on your items. So you can actually have like a 4 staff. Someone dies, you can 4 staff again, and like
Oh, I
glimmer.
didn't know that.
Yeah, the 6
I didn't
second.
even know that.
It works
That's
on
crazy.
it works on all items except refresher orb. I was testing it the other day. I was like,
Ah,
oh shit, it works on everything. That's insane.
that's pretty cool. I mean, the thing is, yeah, for maybe lower level pubs or for people playing for fun, I think, yeah, he can be a 5.
Yeah,
But I think pro level or high level pubs, he can't. It's not so much he can't,
he's
but it's just,
wasted. There's like he's too good
yeah,
as a
he's
core.
too OP as off lane or carry comparatively to pos 5. Because once again, if I'm playing 5, how am I gonna secure the lane? I'm gonna shield myself. It costs a lot of mana. I have to walk in. The heal's quite good. I'm
Yes.
at Abaddon and Joya. I was doing the max heal because you can actually fight with it. You can bomb people with the heal. Your heal's quite hectic. And you can body. You can walk in and take spells. I think he's not too bad.
Yeah.
But I just don't see him, once again, comparatively against the other heroes.
Yeah.
I would say he's probably one of the best saving 5s. Okay, Dazzle's probably the best now, but he's probably up there. I would put him in B tier or
Okay.
C tier.
I,
He's somewhere there.
I
He's there.
I feel like when you were talking, you were gonna put him more in C, but then you were like B at the end. I mean, by the way, one thing I want to mention is that he got 10 damage extra at level 1. He went from 40-50 to 50-60. That is again, and he's not that hard at getting at at people. He moves fast, and you put the shield on. You run at them. It's
Mm.
nice. It was a nice
It's
change.
workable.
Yeah.
Mm.
I feel like I'd rather put him in B over C, but I'll let you make the call.
I think C. Yeah.
All right, C. C it is.
Because
Uh,
it's just wasted potential, you know. Like the damage thing is cool, right? But
yes.
if I'm playing ranked or comp games, I'm never gonna be able to just chase the pulse 4 and hit him. You know, if he's ranged,
Mm.
he's gonna hit walk, hit walk, hit walk, hit walk, and I'm gonna be like so sad, you know. So
Oh
yeah.
well. Yeah, but you're right though. I can see the problems with him. Um, let's see. What did this here? This here in receiving change. It is Bane. Damage at level 1 increased by 8. That's actually quite a
Oh
lot.
yeah, yeah, that's quite a bit.
That's
Yeah.
quite a lot. And his both his facets have been improved quite a bit. Both Sleepwalk, you walk faster. Dreamstalker, you
Mm.
get more attack speed. But the level 10 talent went from cooldown to cast range. I feel like cooldown was better for Brain Sap because Bane
Yeah.
tended to be kind of like relatively close to the fight. I don't need more cast. I want to be close so I can just like he's because his stats are pretty good. Like he'll be usually
Yeah, yeah.
fairly durable.
I think Bane is like a super cool hero, and I think he could be so balanced if he just had a better innate. His innate
Ah,
is retarded. The if you get a int that goes to all stats, or all stats goes to I can't remember, but it's
balanced
you
stats.
lose.
Yeah, always balanced.
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah.
Mm.
Balance stats. So you lose so much value from items that you buy. So
Mm.
I don't think I don't know what they're trying. It's Bane. Why you give him this innate? I
Mm.
don't know. But I think his fastest are good. I think either one is good depending on the game. His laning is pretty good. The only issue is that he needs items to be good.
He
Like you
can't
want Aether
farm.
Lens, you
Uh,
want Glimmer, and maybe Ags, Blink, Force. All these items are very good, but you can't farm. So yeah, that's the only issue. I would put him at C tier. I
uh.
like him a lot.
Was this mentioned anywhere that brain sap? Oh, the Agam shard also decreases cooldown by 3. That was from a few patches ago. Okay,
Yeah,
so
yeah, yeah.
okay, I was thinking maybe that was moved from the talent to the shard, but I was like, no, it's just on both. All right,
Yeah.
so what tier do you want to put him in? Sorry,
I think I think B tier. I'll put him
B
in B tier. Yeah,
B.
I'll be lenient. Maybe he's maybe we're sleeping on things. The 8 damage is a lot. Maybe it
Uh,
can be really good. You
yeah,
know,
it is.
maybe.
I mean, the extra attack speed as well. Like it does add up, right? Attack speed, the damage, attack speed.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
All right,
Can
then
work.
we're down to only a handful of heroes left now. I know because I know it's like late at your time. Thank you so much for doing this.
All good, all good.
All right, why don't we go to Bat Rider? His stats increased because he got wow zero point 0.9 intelligence gain. That's actually quite nice bonus.
Yeah.
And the arsonist facet is better. I'll say this: I think people are sleeping on that far facet. It's so good to build in buildings.
Mm.
However, Flame Break is quite a lot worse at level 1 and 2. And then it goes up better. Bat Rider seems better stats is nice. Damage gain per level is reduced, but who cares? Because you don't right click as support that much.
I
Uh,
think this hero is high A or S if you're very good at it.
mm,
I think the laning is so good, even though the flame break
yes.
got nerfed, and I think the fact that he can farm, he
Hmm.
can easily like play an area of the map, farm and protect his team by doing so. Like
Yep.
you know, your carry is pushing the lane and you're farming the jungle camps,
Mm,
and he's so fast now because with the change to the way you craft your neutral item,
yeah.
you can most of the time get the movement speed one, the mana
Mm,
and the movement speed. It is so good. In the waterways, you're hasted running around. You have and you want to buy drum, right?
mm,
So you can buy drum and tranks, and you just like zooming around the map. I enjoy bat so much. I think it's very good. I think it's A tier or S tier, for
mm.
sure. Either one, depending on how good you are at it and the game.
To be fair, I'm seeing pros first pick it, right? That like it's so good. Being able
Yeah.
to, I mean, we all know this, but being able to force movement is incredibly strong in Dota. Being able to drag
Mm.
one enemy into your side is insane. I'll put him in S tier. I feel like he doesn't deserve it as much as the others, but he's certainly seen as a S tier hero by
Yeah.
everyone. So I
I just think his impact ceiling is so potentially high, you know?
exactly.
It's like if you're good and you can farm a lot and you can make space for your team and with your lane, and then later on you can just drag enemies
Uh huh.
with the stoked facet. You can like you blink, alt E, it activates the stoked, then you pop drum and you just zoom to your
Ah.
team. Like you don't even need force stuff, you just zoom to your team, and it's like Like a carry is like, guys, help me, I'm just getting dragged. Yeah,
I
like
like
some horse.
like
It's
I
really
like
good.
like how like he just zoom and drums doesn't have charges anymore, which was a nice change. I'm so glad about it.
Yeah, I
Oh.
think he's good, really good.
And you know what? Here's a hero. I'm gonna skip a couple of heroes. Go for one of my favorite heroes when she was released. Snapfire. Stats improved on all. Agility from 1.2 to 1.9. Irrelevant as a support, but nice to see it there.
Mm.
Little Shredder does a little bit more damage as well. Sure. How is she as a 5? She seems. I feel like she could work.
It's yeah, I mean it's not as bad as some of the D tier trash cans, but the problem is it's just like what am I doing? Okay, her laning is like I would say mediocre. It really depends on the matchup and your
True.
partner, especially as a 5.
Yeah,
Like
melee
her
partner. Mm.
yeah, melee partner, but he needs to preferably win the 1v1 trade.
Mm.
And then the facet where you shoot the small Q,
Yeah.
like the that's
It's much
longer.
longer. Yeah.
Yeah, and the double damage is from the halfway point onwards or whatever. That's pretty good. But it's like it's she's not amazing.
Mm.
She can farm. I would put her in C tier. Yeah,
Okay.
I would put her in C tier.
Her ulti is actually is still pretty good though, right? I mean,
Yeah, yeah, but once again, it's just you need like stuns or you need to be really good at hitting it. She's it's weird because like you throw your ulti from so far away and your Q with that facet is so far away, but you want to go into Little Shred or
yes.
something, or you want to go into Cookie a teammate. So you're like it's a bit weird.
Has always
But
been
yeah,
my problem with Snapfire and Mirana, where I feel like I want to play at two ranges at the same time. With Snaps, like you
yeah,
mentioned, I want to be cookieing people, and because it's very close, and the old days was Scatterblast as well, but now it's like okay, at least I
yeah,
have that. And but I want to kiss from a mile away, and by the time you kiss and you walk to the fight, you can't use any of your spells. The fight's over. And
yeah,
Mirana's the same thing. It's like I want to leap to Starstorm, but I don't want to be close, because that's
yeah,
not fun.
yeah. I'm squishy.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So these heroes feel like very identity crisis. Do you guys want to be melee? Just go melee. Just be melee or be range.
yeah, literally.
So yeah, which one? Snapfire? Did you say what? C or B?
C.
C.
No, actually, I'll put it in B. I'll put it in B.
Okay. I mean, I can't believe
Maybe it
that.
can be.
I can't believe that B has Ogre, Magi, Bane, H Apparition, and Snapfire. I'm like, these. They feel like quite different levels of strength, but yeah, I'll send you the
Yeah,
list afterwards, and you'll be like, okay, this seems wrong.
yeah. Maybe we can edit it. Yeah, need to
uh,
look at it again.
Actually it's cool because when you look at two heroes at the same tier, like they don't feel like they should be in the
Yeah,
same tier.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
Like
Maybe we'll move them around.
I feel like Dawnbreaker is much better than Vengeful Spirit, for example, but they're the same tier list at C. Ugh. Alright.
Yeah, it's hard, but Dawn's not B. That's the problem.
True, she's not as good
So
as
it's like maybe you do them like the order in which they're placed also matters.
yeah.
Yeah, maybe.
Unfortunately, I've just been putting them as we talk, so everyone
Yeah,
knows.
but I'm saying we can edit it later. I think that'll be a bit better for our brains. Like
Okay.
we'll like it more.
All right, three more heroes, unless you want to add more. There is going to be one of them is going to be Dazzle, who has a completely new ultimate. From what I know, you get the Nothel projection. I've only seen it once in the game, but seems pretty cool. It's like basically a no risk way to play. I'm gonna hide in trees. I'm gonna send my self to use spells. Seems nice.
This
Uh,
hero is retarded S tier.
as,
Just S tier. It's
okay.
way too OP. Wins the lane. The spells are OP. The fact that you can Shallow Grave
Mm,
and the ulti giving all those bonuses like your first spell hexes,
mhm.
your Shallow Grave heals on end, and your Shadow Word, the healing is cooldown reduced.
Yes.
So you're unless you like place your ulti badly, you essentially have this invulnerable, can't be silenced, can't be stunned version of yourself that can use items and can go like 1500 range, I think, or 1600 range from your body, and
Uh,
just throw spells. And they're more OP.
yeah.
Like I don't know who was smoking what, but that's crazy. Like he went from the not being a hero to being this demon. Yeah, S tier for sure. He's too OP.
1600. Yeah, I mean, I didn't even get to this, but he also got an extra 1.5 bonus stats when he levels up. Point 0.3 strength, point 0.3 agility, point 0.9 intelligence. That's almost 1 point of
Oh wow.
intelligence extra per level up.
Yeah.
Which is nice
Yeah.
because he does tend to use a lot of spells. Like that does add up to quite a bit.
Yeah, for sure.
Alright, S
Yeah,
tier.
S tier.
Okay, congratulations, Dazzle. All right, two more heroes. One of them is going to be Io, who is popular, but mostly because it seems like Marcy's a lot more popular. I don't know if Io
Yeah.
himself is worth that much.
Yeah, I don't think so. I think it's just if you
Mm,
got Marcy on your team and is Tiny carry a thing? Maybe you can IO Tiny, but there's just better combos with Tiny in the lane. So
yeah.
I think I think no, I think it's IO is C tier.
Ah.
I don't see him being very useful.
Oh.
I'm
What?
just trying to think how can he be useful? You can't 1v1 the guy. You're only good with Marcy.
Uh.
Yeah, that's it. You can't farm as well.
He did gain some. One thing that he did gain that I haven't been noticing a bit in pubs, but only because Mars is being picked, is that you do 120 damage when you have the shard on the tether. That's been nice. Where he's always like trying to
Yeah,
put you in the line, and he heals for when the damage that he deals. That has been a nice buff as well. So, but
yeah,
I never think of Io as a hero. I always think of him as the +1 to other heroes, Gyro, Tiny, and
yeah,
Marcy.
yeah. And yeah, I think Gyro is not really a that hero anymore. Yeah, I'll just put him at C tier.
Same.
Because
I
he's not that bad. Yeah.
He's not bad, but also another problem is that we are thinking of pubs, and I don't think you ever want to pick Io in a
Oh,
pub.
especially because of how pubs work, where you
Yes.
have to pick two supports. It's awful. You pick Io, and then your guy's like, time to play Naga. It's like, no, 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 bro, please.
No.
Oh, it's the worst.
I promised myself that this video would be shorter than the one I did with Divide Llama. This one's 75 minutes, but I don't know. It's Dota's got a lot to talk about.
Yeah.
Uh, One last hero, unless you want to add more. I think you mentioned Elder Titan, but I didn't put him here. Is Venomancer. Stats have improved by a bit. It's I think he got like 1.3 total extra stats. Damage level 1 improved by 5. His damage reduction is not much, but that's about it. Apart from stats and damage, no changes. Is he
Mm.
even a 5? I've just put him there because I'm like, I don't really.
Yeah,
He's
he
kind of a
he can.
jungling 5, isn't he?
Yeah, this is the weird part. Ever since people discovered the efficiency in
Mm.
jungling with the ward facets,
Yep.
he's not really a laner,
Yes.
but I think he's A tier. I
Okay.
think he's solid. He farms a lot. The map's quite big, and
Mm-hmm.
he buys any support items you need. You know, if you need
Yes.
solar, force staff, drum, glimmer, whatever. So I think he's really solid in that regard. And he's one of those heroes where it's really annoying to
Mm.
play against.
Mm.
Like, other than the jungling, it's like the map control is so good, and setting up Roshan fights, Tormentor fights. If you're playing Blink heroes, it's just really stupid to play against this, like
Mm.
slowing snakes on you. So yeah, I think he's A tier.
Okay. I
Solid.
I don't know if you've ever seen it, but I've seen it like once since the new patch. Sometimes they even go mid, put 3 wards on the mid laner, and they go back to jungle. And the mid laner is also like able to just dive in if he wants to. And I'm like, that seems. It was not
That's
fun.
crazy. I've never seen that. That's crazy, actually. That's so cool.
Probably because it's bad, right? Probably because it's bad. That's why you've never seen it. But
I mean, you never know.
yeah.
You know, maybe it's good.
All right. Is there any hero you think we haven't talked about that you want to add? Like for example, Tinker or Elder Titan or Ringmaster. I don't know if Ringmaster's a 5. I have no idea where to put him. But any hero do you
Yeah,
want
I
to
don't
add?
know. Ringmaster, I'm not sure. I think.
Mm,
Sorry, my teammates are yelling.
no
I'm
problem.
glad you can't hear it. Um, I think he's good, but I'm trash at the hero right now. I'm still
Oh.
practicing it. Ringmaster's good. I think ET
Mm,
is good, but very situational.
okay.
He needs someone to complete his toolkit. You know, I
Mm,
always think of ET as like you need setup. You want some Ember or you want some Storm that you can play with. You know, that uses the Stomp and the
mm,
second and the third spell. You know, but very good. Can still be
yeah.
very good. I think ET is a solid B tier.
Okay.
The laning is good. It's solid. It's good. Ringmaster, I can't put it in any tier. I
Uh,
think he should be B tier as well.
ah.
Or even A tier, because the toolkit's a bit stupid and the laning is strong. Yeah, I'll put Ringmaster in A tier. Yeah.
All right.
And then
Oh, 8 here. Okay, I'm
there
moving
was
up.
one hero I was thinking of off the top of my head. Oh,
Mm.
Mirana. I think Mirana is S tier or
M-
A tier.
Mirana. Let's see. What did Mirana receive changes of? Wait, sorry. Let me see. Mirana, just to go in.
Some guy at Valve loves Mirana for sure because they gave her the double starfall facet, which is
Yes.
retarded. It blinds double damage on one hero, and then on top of that, her ulti, she gets outgoing bonus damage,
Ah,
and
yes,
she
I've seen that.
farms.
I've seen
So it's
that.
like She's super OP in the lane.
Mm.
She can farm two ways with Starstorm and Thingy. The shard got nerfed because it's no longer like the frost, the slowing thing in the double Starstorm.
When she
But
waves at them.
yeah, when she leaves, yeah. But it's really, really good. I think Mirana's maybe not S tier. I'll put it in A tier. Yeah, she's super solid. Like really, really good.
One guy's trying to invite me to a party right now. Another thing that Mara does that's very nice, as the whole game has changed, is that healing lotuses are 50% effective, not 20. And at I think 40 minutes, you only pick up greater healing lotuses. So it's very easy to get that big one, and you get
Yes.
1,350 heal rather than 900. That's pretty good. Like,
Yeah.
like
That
even
is very, very good actually.
even earlier on, the 400 goes to 600. That's very nice. You can get that at 9
Yeah.
minutes.
Yeah.
But yeah, we talked about Leap. You get the crit. You have the outgoing damage. Personally, I haven't played a lot of her. I'm only looking at her now, and I'm like, holy shit! She also gets, 0.6 agi, 0.5 intelligence, 0.3 strength,
Yeah.
another nice beat of bonuses. Seems very good.
Yeah, I think she's very good. I think she's very, very good.
Oh, and
Girl, also, you don't
Mm.
care about picking her blindly.
Mm.
She's gonna win the trade with the new Starstorm facet. I think the other facet is bad. I was trying it. The AoE is so small. I wish they made it that it was maybe a line,
Yes.
like the old shard thingy, but it was like the root, no damage. That would have been cool. But the Starstorm one is just too OP, I think.
And if
It's really good.
we're gonna also go to I don't know if you've ever have this when you have like trauma from a hero. I checked my win rate against all heroes. The lowest it is against Mirana because I've lost so many games to Moonlight Shadow.
Oh yeah.
You're walking around, your core is walking around. It's 55 minutes. He just bought one item, Satanic. Moonlight Shadow comes out. He gets hexed and he's dead. And you're like, oh. And the map is
Yeah,
so
true.
big, you can't sentry it.
Yes. And she still gets the evasion on the
Uh-huh.
Moonlight with 15 talent. So it's really good. Yeah, I think she's very OP.
Uh,
For sure.
We'll put her in A tier because she does deserve it. And that is going to be
Yeah.
our list. I'll send it to you right after. I mean, you can see the video and just go to the end. But it looks very much like I thought it would. When I talked to Davai Lama, he was like, this here is good. And I was like, I thought it looks bad. Other way around. But this looks very close to what I imagined. Maybe Dawnbreaker I thought would be a bit higher, but it's okay. I love her. I can't. I love Dawnbreaker. But yeah, I want to thank you so much for your time. This is again another long video that I didn't expect would take this long, but I'm very grateful to Castaway, for Mongols for letting you also giving you the time to come here. Thank you so much. When will we see you play the next time?
I'm not sure. We're waiting for I think our next set of qualifiers and online events. So yeah, God willing, in the coming weeks, hopefully.
All right.
Yeah.
And I'll be and in a few days also we'll do another video for warding. Maybe we'll see about that one.
Yeah. Maybe. That'll be a 3-hour one. I think there's so much like it's crazy. So yeah.
Well, yeah, but thank you very much. I'm gonna be and goodbye everyone. Just closing the video.
Bye.